And this is why, my gorgeous Capricornius, you should never, ever, ever, ever give up in life on those things that are keep on driving you forward. You should never give up on those things that you are passionate about. You should never ever give up on your dreams, ever, okay? You should never do this, because this life is not meant to be easy. It is very difficult indeed, you know, and sometimes things seem to be like so dark and negative that so much seems to work against ourselves. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes this particular thing makes us to feel so alone. And even if we are surrounded by so many people, we can have a huge family, we can have lots of pets or whatever, but we can still feel really, really lonely. But this in itself, it's also a very important sign and very important indication for you to understand here. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be like a Debbie Downer. I'm not trying to be really kind of, oh my God, Dark Lala type of thing, because this is actually going to be really, really great reading. But you need to understand that right at the beginning of this week, something is going to happen which is maybe going to a little bit show you out of balance, my gorgeous Capricornius. But this is ever so important because of the actual energy that you are going to tap into. So what is going to happen? Well, right at the beginning of this week, you're going to become aware of this information. You're going to become aware of this news. You're going to become aware of this message. And this is really going to throw you out of balance. You're not going to like it. And it's to do with something that, you know, it's to do with an aspect of your life that you've been working on, that you've put so much of your precious energy towards. And this means to you so much. So this negative experience is going to be connected to an element of your life that means to you so much that it's going to surprise you. It's going to throw you out of balance a little bit, and you are going to just end up like kind of blaming yourself. Oh no, I should have done this, I should have done that. It's to do with an outcome that you're God, I don't know what was that. It's to do with an outcome, maybe my little coco. It's to do with an outcome that you are basically not going to be so, delighted or so excited about. But you must not allow this to put you off from what you are doing, my gorgeous Capricornius. You're not gonna be very happy with this particular outcome that you are going to have, and that means you need to be strong. This is a time for you to be strong. You need to stand your ground, and you need to understand that you will be blaming yourself for something. You will be kind of blaming yourself for not kind of contemplate some kind of outside influences. You're gonna be thinking, oh my God, I didn't contemplate some kind of influences from the outside, and this is why you're gonna be blaming yourself. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Listen to me very carefully, because this is very important. You need to wait and you need to try again. Listen to me very carefully. You must not allow this to put you off. This is what I'm saying. In this life, we are bombarded with all sorts of challenges, and I know it's gonna put you off. I know, but then the bigger challenge we have ahead of us, the greater outcome it's going to be, and whatever we are working on, it's going to be ever more successful. Okay, so this is to do with a really big and important aspect of your life that you must not ignore, and you must not allow this to put you off. And this is why I say that this life is sometimes very, very difficult. We go through certain things in life, through certain problems and certain issues that can be so heavy and so difficult. We feel like we are the only person in this world, because we feel like there is nobody that can understand us and that can understand our situation. So you're gonna go into like a completely like a deep and a very, very powerful mode at the same time. Why powerful, you may ask? Because then at the same time you go go into this stage of like a hermit mode, which you're gonna have later on. You're gonna go into this stage of a hermit mode, and it's a very enlightening experience, and it doesn't seem to start with, but when you go into a hermit mode, you know, so many things come to the surface that have been for such a long time at the back of our subconscious mind. And the more we kind of have this moment, the more we reflect on certain things that we need to heal and we need to work on. And this brings all sorts of like revelation that are ever so needed in our life, especially when it comes to such a specific moments that you will be actually going through. So now, going back to the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Capricorn, so you are, something is going to put you off, but listen to me very carefully. You will be blaming yourself, as I said, that you didn't contemplate something that you should have contemplated, but that doesn't really matter. You must not blame yourself whatsoever. You have to wait and you have to try again. The next 9 days after this moment in time are going to be crucial, baby, crucial when it comes to that particular thing. You have to give yourself to it as much as you can, baby. The next 9 days are gonna be absolutely bombastic, are gonna be completely different than you can possibly imagine. And you are, thank God, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. No, honestly, sorry, thank God, you know, that you are actually going to really kind of, take my advice. Whether you take my advice or not, I can see you waiting and trying again anyway. So this is to do with a very special and a very important project to you indeed. But it's important for you to understand, when you kind of realize, this is all going to make you realize, you know, this is going to align you. And thank God that you're going to snap out of it. Thank God that you are going to come out of your comfort zone. Thank God that you are gonna decide to wait and try again with something. So it's to do with a specific and very special project to you, and you're gonna you're gonna realize this. You know what? I'm gonna try again. And then at that moment, you need to understand that you must not take too long, because this, you need to be as involved as much as you possibly can. And you also need to kind of like pay attention to not to think too long, or not to go too much, because you not to kind of think and overanalyze too much, because you're going to become indecisive. You do not need to overanalyze, because you know exactly what to do. But there are a couple of people in your life that are a breath of a fresh air, and they mean to you so much, and they are going to give you a couple of suggestions that are going to seem like kind of delicious, but no, baby, no, this all needs to come from you. So sadly, this couple of people are only going to mess things up for you, because I know that what they're going to mention, what they're going to tell you, and what they're going to suggest you is going to make sense, but it's not really, you know what I mean, because it's just going to contribute towards you maybe becoming indecisive with something that you should never been indecisive in the first place. So the only caution I have here is that you need to kind of go against being indecisive whatsoever. So you really need to kind of keep certain things to yourself here as much as you can, and just go with that particular flow, because you are going to have an idea. You are going to have a clear idea. And you will know which idea that is, because that idea, as soon as you have this idea, okay, number one, this idea is going to be consisting of two things that have been missing so far, two things that you need to kind of incorporate into it, two things that you haven't done but you should have been doing it, and two things that you should do. And it's not too late whatsoever. Even if you think it's too late, no, baby, no, your wings are only growing. You're about to fly like a big mama. No, honestly, absolutely brilliant. So that you're gonna have this idea how you're gonna do this. Is going to be consisting of two things, okay? And this is something that you really should be stubborn about as much as you possibly can. I need your stubbornness right now, my gorgeous Capricornius. I need your stubbornness. It's important, because it is just this like a really specific energy that it's also at the same time gonna really kind of gonna be pushing you forward, instead of like pushing you backwards, really, to be quite honest. So this is something you need to understand. And this is now when I say that after that, you're going to have a bit of a hermit mode. You know, I mentioned before, you're going to have a hermit mode. You're going to be thinking, you're going to be in this deep thinking mode. And then suddenly it's just intuitively really going to come to you. You know what, like, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm just going to go for it. And you will know exactly that you are going to have another go with this. And you will know exactly which step you need to take. This is why this hermit mode is so important, because intuitively it's going to come to you, and it is going to come in a form of a challenge that normally you would absolutely run away on miles from. Do you know what I mean? But now this is going to be something which is going to be attracting you towards it like there is no tomorrow, something which you would see as a challenge. And this challenge here that I'm talking about, it's more about you walking away from something that you were so worried about walking away from so far. So this is why this is going to be so important, my gorgeous Capricornius, indeed. And also, by the time you get to the midweek, you know, really nice little surprise as well. A really nice little surprise you are going to have. A little success with something, nothing massive, nothing huge, but it's more about your talent being highlighted. That particular talent which is going to be highlighted, I really strongly suggest you to take it on the next level. And I know that you're going to think, oh my God, I've got so much on my mind at the moment, so much in my life at the moment. But when it comes to our talents, if we kind of recognize them, and if we decide to take them away, take them on the next level, we should recognize them and take them on the next level immediately. And the more we are dealing with at the same time, the more we are juggling with at the same time, the more successful again this particular talent it's actually going to become. And it doesn't even have to be necessarily to do with money and finances, but when it comes to contentment in life, and when it comes to you discovering such a beautiful things about yourself that you never knew even existed in the first place. So please do not ignore this talent of yours, my gorgeous Capricornius. It is ever so important. And also, when it comes to the midweek, do you know what? It's like somebody broke your heart here within the last 3 or 4 months. What was happening here, my gorgeous Capricornius? Somebody broke your heart. You know, maybe this was a lover, Mr. Lover. Maybe this was like some kind of a Mr. Lover. Or maybe this was like a friend. Or maybe this was like a special person in your life. It doesn't have to be Mr. Lover. Do you know what I mean? That broke your heart. But somebody broke your heart terribly within the last 3 or 4 months. And it's more about you maybe becoming aware of somebody's mask. You know, maybe somebody's mask has kind of fallen. And what you saw behind that mask, well, are just worms. Do you know what I mean? And you did not like it whatsoever. Maybe this happened, but something really did show you out of balance when it comes to your heart being broken as well. And only now that, you know, that particular person who was like kind of around it, maybe you didn't even realize how much your heart was broken, but someone is going to come through, someone is going to come forward who is actually going to be connected to it, and they're gonna really kind of tell you something. They're going to tell you something, that particular person, and what they're going to tell you, it's really going to surprise you. But it's going to mean to you quite a lot, because your mind is going to be at rest, especially after your heart was like a little bit broken. So it means that something did kind of affect you here, like emotionally, and that in itself, it's ever so important, because it was kind of preventing you focusing on your vision. It was affecting your vision, believe me or not, like in a sense of like when you were like kind of focusing on your vision, there was something that was left unresolved, believe me or not, this was like kind of affecting you. So now, not only you're going to be able to focus on your vision, my gorgeous Capricornius, but at the same time, you're also going to realize that you didn't give enough credit to yourself as well. And you're going to realize some kind of a hard work and something that you've been doing, but you just haven't been giving enough credit to yourself. And this is what this energy was doing as well. It was preventing you from manifesting one specific goal here. And so when it comes to the midweek, you know, it is like you're going to find yourself sitting somewhere somewhere, but somehow you're going to be facing the actual nature. Somehow it is going to be the nature around you. Maybe you're just going to sit in your room and just look towards the forest if there is a forest outside, but somehow this vision is going to be triggered by the nature. And even the nature sounds can also be playing an important role here as well. The nature sounds can trigger this as well. But you're going to find something very calming. You're going to find something very relaxing. You're going to start drifting towards like a very specific dimension here. And that dimension is going to trigger something within you, especially when it comes to you going into this psychic mode. You will never be able to explain how vividly you are going to connect to your own vision, how you want your life to be. And there is something that you're going to realize that it's going to happen much quicker, much sooner than you can possibly imagine. And that in itself is going to reveal this specific goal. This specific goal, when it comes to you realizing that there is something missing in your life big time, and you're not going to be happy, and you're not going to feel complete until you kind of bring this into your life. This is very, very personal to you, but at the same time you need to understand, just you realizing this, just you being aware of this, you're already starting the process of manifestation. My card is stuck for my elbow. You're already starting the process of manifestation of that particular goal. And this is to do with something that's missing in your life. You will realize that your life is going to be incomplete. And now suddenly this is all going to contribute towards you having a bigger picture about yourself and about your life. And you are going to have this great sense of urgency, you know. It's a lot to do with certain things that you are missing out on life, you know. And you have been missing out on these things for a while now, you know. So this is why it's important to kind of take this seriously, as serious as you possibly can, because it's to do with your development, it's to do with your spirituality, but it's also to do with you bringing those things into your life that you know are missing and that have been missing for a long time. Why not bring something into your life which is going to on one hand make you complete, but on another hand it's going to make you feel really happy as well. Absolutely important indeed. Okay. And also, my gorgeous Capricornians, by the time you get to the last part of this week, do you know what I'm going to say here to you? This is going to be very interesting. You will realize how somebody has moved on with their life. Somebody who you really appreciate, somebody who you really look up to, and this is really going to inspire you. And it's going to inspire you for two reasons. Because now you will be thinking like, you know, how you want to do what that person has done, but you are having some kind of a difficulties. And this is good because you're going to focus on the actual difficulty that's preventing you from doing what that person has done when it comes to them moving on with their life towards much calmer waters. And another thing which is going to be triggered within you, it's also going to be, you're going to be reminded of your childhood. You're going to be reminded of your past. Now, when you're reminded of your childhood, you know, and on your past, this is also at the same time bringing a really important answer to you. And this time you will have an answer, like you will know why you have been so kind of indecisive when it comes to that, for example, but you're also going to have a clear answer. What is making energy in your life non-pure, if you know what I mean? What is like kind of creating toxic energy in your life? Something that's happening right now in your life, and it has been happening for a really long time, but it hasn't been happening for like a long time ago, when you felt this innocent and gorgeous energy right from your childhood. This is ever so important because it's going to trigger this child within you. When the child within us is triggered, triggered, you know, we become very powerful, very determined, very strong, and very focused, you know, and very brave. And this bravery is needed because, you know, it's more to it in order to kind of like really do something about this like kind of very negative element in your life that is creating so much of a toxic energy. But on another note, you're also going to realize, my gorgeous Capricornius, you're gonna go real deep here, because by connecting to your childhood, it's not only about knowing what is creating toxic energy in your life right now. It's a lot to do with you having a certain way of thinking that subconsciously has created a negative impact on your life. So it's about snapping out of it and seeing things in a different light. But it's not only about that, my gorgeous Capricornius. It's also about you going well deep and realizing that you have been holding maybe too intensely to certain people and the certain things in your life. This is what you're going to become fully aware of. So, and this in itself was preventing you from like throwing yourself where you should have thrown yourself a long time ago. When I say that you should throw yourself in, it's going to come to you some kind of collaboration and some kind of like some kind of group of people. It's going to be on your mind. So you will realize that you're going to, for a while, you're going to need to do something where you're going to need to be surrounded by the people. This is going to play an important role when it comes to you reconnecting with yourself, with your life, and with the people again. But it's also going to play an important role when this group of people come to your mind. I know this sounds confusing, but that's going to be the part of it. It's all going to lead towards you needing to reconnect with some kind of a group of people. It's maybe to do with something that you used to do ages ago, but now this is going to become absolutely obvious here indeed. So it's not only about connecting, but these particular people who are going to be on your mind are going to be ever so important when it comes to you learning something crucial here, something so crucial, which is going to help you so much in exactly 4 weeks time. Again, when you find yourself like being on a certain crossroads, what you're going to learn, it's going to set you free. What you're going to learn is going to change your life. What you're going to learn, you're going to find probably one of the most educating things ever, because this is something which is going to make your life so much more successful in so many different ways. Okay, my gorgeous Capricornius, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye. Mwah.